Welcome to this comprehensive exploration of the rise of the Ottoman Empire, one of the most remarkable and influential empires in world history. Our story begins in the late 13th century, in the region of northwestern Anatolia, a land once dominated by the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. Following the decline of the Seljuks, Anatolia was fragmented into small principalities known as beyliks. Amid this fragmented political landscape, Osman I emerged as a strong leader who combined military prowess with vision and strategic insight. Osman laid the foundations for what would become one of the largest and longest-lasting empires in history. Under Osman I, the principality began to consolidate power through diplomacy, strategic marriages, and careful alliances with neighboring tribes and beyliks. He understood the importance of both force and negotiation, creating stability in a volatile region. Osman's early military campaigns targeted key neighboring territories, strengthening his state while avoiding unnecessary conflict. His leadership fostered loyalty among his warriors and subjects, creating the core foundation of the Ottoman state. Through these actions, Osman not only expanded his territory but also established a governance system that emphasized merit and skill, which would become a hallmark of the Ottoman administrative tradition. Following Osman's death, his son Orhan assumed leadership and significantly expanded the principality. Orhan captured key cities, including Bursa, which later became the first major Ottoman capital. Under Orhan, the administrative and financial structures of the state were strengthened, and a regular army was established. Orhan also began implementing the devshirme system, a practice that would later provide the empire with the elite Janissary Corps, soldiers loyal directly to the Sultan and trained in military and administrative skills. This combination of military strength and organized governance allowed the empire to grow steadily while maintaining internal stability. Murad I succeeded Orhan and focused on expansion into the Balkans. He established garrisons and fortresses in strategic locations, ensuring that newly conquered territories remained under control. Murad introduced innovative military strategies, including the use of disciplined infantry formations and coordinated cavalry units, which allowed the Ottomans to defeat larger armies. The Janissaries became a central part of this military structure, providing a highly trained and reliable fighting force. Under Murad, the Ottomans successfully integrated conquered populations into their administration, often allowing local leaders to maintain authority while swearing loyalty to the Sultan. This pragmatic approach reduced resistance and promoted stability throughout the empire. During Murad I's reign, the Ottomans won several significant battles in the Balkans, securing territories in modern-day Greece, Bulgaria, and Serbia. By combining military conquest with diplomacy, they established long-term control over these regions. Treaties and strategic marriages were used to ensure loyalty from neighboring states. The empire's ability to govern diverse populations with minimal resistance set a precedent for future expansions. A turning point in Ottoman history came with Mehmed II, also known as Mehmed the Conqueror. In 1453, he captured Constantinople, ending the Byzantine Empire and establishing Istanbul as the new Ottoman capital. The Siege of Constantinople is famous for its use of massive cannons and innovative siege tactics, including strategic naval blockades and meticulous planning of troop movements. The conquest not only gave the Ottomans control of a city that bridged Europe and Asia but also provided them with immense economic and symbolic power. Istanbul became a hub of trade, culture, and administration, signaling the Ottomans' emergence as a dominant empire. Following the fall of Constantinople, the Ottomans extended their influence into Europe, capturing key cities and establishing strong governance systems. They maintained control through a combination of military presence, administrative reforms, and local alliances. The millet system allowed religious and ethnic communities to govern their internal affairs under the supervision of Ottoman authorities, promoting social harmony and reducing rebellion. The Ottomans also invested in infrastructure, building roads, bridges, and public buildings to integrate newly conquered territories into the empire's administrative and economic networks. Bayezid I, known as Bayezid the Thunderbolt, continued the empire's expansion during the late 14th and early 15th centuries. He defeated a coalition of European knights at the Battle of Nicopolis, demonstrating the empire's growing military power. Bayezid's reign also faced internal challenges, including succession disputes and uprisings, which highlighted the difficulties of managing a rapidly expanding empire. Despite these challenges, the foundations laid by Osman, Orhan, and Murad allowed the Ottomans to maintain and eventually strengthen their authority. The reign of Mehmed II after the conquest of Constantinople was marked by administrative and cultural consolidation. He restructured the bureaucracy, standardized taxation, and encouraged the migration of skilled artisans and scholars to Istanbul. This influx of talent helped transform the city into a cultural and economic center. Mehmed II also initiated significant architectural projects, including the construction of mosques, palaces, and fortifications, reflecting both the empire's strength and sophistication. One of the most celebrated periods of the Ottoman Empire occurred under Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century. Suleiman expanded the empire to its greatest territorial extent, reaching deep into Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. He led campaigns in Hungary, the Mediterranean, and against the Safavid Empire, establishing Ottoman dominance in multiple regions. Suleiman was not only a military leader but also a patron of culture and law. He codified laws that strengthened governance, reformed the judicial system, and promoted justice throughout the empire. His architectural projects, including iconic mosques and bridges, reflected the empire's wealth and artistic sophistication. Cultural and intellectual life flourished under Suleiman. Literature, music, and the visual arts reached new heights, while scholars and scientists made important contributions to knowledge. Education and religious institutions were strengthened, and public works projects improved the quality of life for the empire's subjects. The Golden Age under Suleiman demonstrates how military conquest, governance, and cultural patronage combined to create a lasting legacy. Trade and economic development was central to the Ottoman Empire's rise. Control of major trade routes between Europe and Asia allowed the Ottomans to accumulate wealth and influence. Cities such as Istanbul, Edirne, and Bursa became centers of commerce, learning, and culture. The empire promoted agriculture, craftsmanship, and international trade, providing a stable economic base to support its military and administrative apparatus. Religious tolerance and social policies were crucial to maintaining stability in a multi-ethnic, multi-religious empire. The Ottomans allowed Christians, Jews, and Muslims to govern their own communities under the millet system, ensuring loyalty and reducing conflicts. This pragmatic approach enabled the empire to manage diverse populations effectively, promoting cohesion and long-term stability. The rise of the Ottoman Empire shows the importance of strategic vision, strong leadership, military innovation, and cultural adaptability. From a small Anatolian principality to a global empire spanning 3 continents, the Ottomans exemplified how political foresight, effective administration, and integration of diverse peoples can create enduring power. Their legacy continues to influence politics, law, architecture, and culture around the world today.